Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video with your host Kenkukun, and this one's going to be a little bit different. We are going to go over the top 20 LR card arts in the game, and it's going to be 10 villains and 10 heroes. This is going to be a long video, but let's go ahead and dive into it. Starting off at number 10 for the villains, we have AGL LR Buu Super. It's a very clean art. He does his energy attack. It showcases exactly what it needs to showcase. Buu blasting energy, exterminating everyone else on Earth. It's simple. It's very clean animations. I know there's not a lot going on until he blasts his attack, but I think it's so simple and clean. Haha. Shout out to Kingdom Hearts. It's so simple and clean. It just works. It works. So he slides in right there at number 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hero side. We have Future Gohan. Future Gohan, one of the things that sets Future Gohan apart is the rain. It's very rare that we have animations when it comes to weather effects, right? There's a lot of different effects in the game across different card arts, right? We have clouds that move in some. We have, wind that blows dust on others. There's one. Let me know in the comment section below if you know which LR this is without looking it up, you cheater. I know you're cheating. There's pterodactyls that actually fly in the background of one of the card art LRs. Comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you know which one that is, right? So there's plenty of card arts that have pieces that are moving individually, but it doesn't have like a full effect. This one has a weather effect, right? It looks really, really cool. It doesn't have like dust picking up or anything like that, or clouds or lightning, right? But it looks really, really cool. And then it encompasses, like heroes like hope and struggle and perseverance, right? It's not the best beam-based attack, but it slides in at number 10 because of the weather effects right here. The energy charging around him and then the beam charging. Once it blasts, it kind of loses me, but because Goku and Piccolo show up in the background, it's really, really cool. Now, I could have chosen the Future Gohan and Trunks AGL unit, but the only thing that made me not choose him over them, because we do actually see the beam-based attack a little bit better, the rain, the weather. Remember, we're basing this off of the card art, and the rain just kind of nails it home. Now, number 9 for the villains, we have Janemba. It looks basic, it looks simple, but I'm going to tell you right now, the thing that sets this apart from everyone else, he moves. I don't know, there's nothing else to say. He moves. There are no other cards in the game that the whole character moves in the card art, right? Now, if we had more frames to this and it looked much smoother when he moved, he would be much higher on the list. Heck, he might even be number 1. But because it looks like there's less frames when it comes up and he's piecing up, when he's I guess like dissolving and recombining, he doesn't make it that high up the list, but it's really cool and it's very unique. No other card art in the game that I remember looking at, the character, their body's moving, and even though it's like pieces of them falling apart. Number 9 for the heroes, we have Vegeta and Trunks. Now, on the hero side, there's a lot of beam-based super attacks. There's a lot of super attacks in general, right? And this one looks really cool. You really have to look at it a couple of times to see it, right? They shoot energy, right? In the top left of the screen, you see a light flashing, like Zamasu's trying to hit them with energy themselves, so they have to fight back. They have to launch their own attack back. They put more power into it. Dust starts to kick up, the wind, right? All that's missing is their hair flopping around, man. We need more card art animations where the character's art actually moves, like their hair is moving. That's gonna really separate. That's gonna be like the next level of card art in the game. It's gonna make the game much more enjoyable when it comes to a collecting standpoint. All right, let's look at number 8 for the villains. We have Metal Cooler. Now, Metal Cooler just looks really cool because it transitions into this. His arm is broken. His eyes glow red. It's very menacing, and then bam, he starts to regenerate. Right? Again, if we had a little more animation there, he would be much higher up on the list. This is one of the few characters where a piece of his body kind of like shifts and transforms. Even though we don't see it moving as well as Janemba, overall, I put him above Janemba because overall, everything looks better for Metal Cooler, especially when it transitions, than Janemba, right? Now, that was number 1098. Let's go look at 1098 for the heroes. We have LR Kid Gohan. LR Kid Gohan, I'm going to say it, is plain and simple. He's moving. He's flying through the sky. If his tail and hair was moving, it would look even better, right? If his, you know, the sleeves on his coat was flapping in the wind, right, it would look better. He's flying through the air. There are a handful, if not more, card arts where people are just in the sky doing what? Nothing? Standing there? Sitting there? Some of them look like they're supposed to be moving. If you go look at the LR Kid Gohan from the anniversary or the worldwide, wherever he dropped the Int Kid Gohan, the one with the sword and with all the unit super attacks, it came out with Kai Goku, right? If he wasn't in that stupid pose, bro, they would almost look like they're moving through the sky, but then the ground's not moving. And it kind of just loses. If the ground moved, that card would have been up here. If the ground moved, even with Gohan in a stupid pose, but he just looks like he's moving. It does it. It does it well, right? Let's go back over to the villains. 10, 9, 8, number 7. Bam. We have LR Cell. LR Cell, it really paints the picture. It's very menacing, very villainous, right? You have the time machine in the background. You got moss on it. You know, the hole in the center. You have Cell's shell outside behind him, and is more of his larva form. This to me, this paints the picture that he's coming out for the first time. Lightning in the sky in the background, right? His menacing aura, his red eyes. He looks like a villain, and if I seen him in the wilderness, I would have been running and screaming and poop my pants. All right, let's look at the heroes now. 10, 9, 8, 7. We have Kaioken Goku. Now, Kaioken Goku, again, there's a lot of beam attacks on the hero side, but this one head-on looks very well done. It looks like the beam attack is actually shooting at you, or you're inside of it. And it really, it kind of can paint the picture of the Kaioken, right? He's charging up. Kaioken times 3, right? He shoots the attack, and then he has to go times 4, I believe. Right? If my memory serves me right. It's a little shorter. Now, what would have been really, really cool is if his mouth changed in animation, where it kind of like he winced more in pain right here. That would have really sold it for me. It probably would have been higher up on the list. Oh my. Can I even... I don't even know if I can play that music right there. You know what? We're just gonna go. Let me just go ahead and play Dokkan battle music just to be safe. I know it's not as epic, but I put on copyright-free music on YouTube and I hear words. I don't trust it for a second, bro. Not for 1 second. I'm almost certain I'm gonna get hit with something. All right, let's go on over to the villains real quick. And we are looking at 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6 on the villains. We have the androids. Now, this is another simple and clean setup. The androids are here, right? The future is here. It's desolate. It's bleak. The reason why they make it so high up the list is because their art animation aged super well. The background looks a little bit dated, but you can say, you know, it's a little bit foggy. Maybe it's a little bit hazy, but you can't really like argue the clouds in the background, but the lighting looks really good. The lightning, the rain, the shadows on their faces when the lightning strikes, right? It's done very, very well. It does it, man. It looks like a horrible future. And if Trunks showed you this and said this is what the future looks like, you could see it. You would feel it, man. You would be in disbelief. All right, now over to the heroes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is LR Ultimate Gohan. At first, it looks very basic, right? You have a beam-based attack charging in his hand. No one else is doing anything. And then, bam, he shoots it, lightning starts going around it, and it explodes, dust flies on the screen, you know, debris and dust, the dust settles. It's really, really cool. When it comes to beam-based attacks, one of the things that really sell me on the attacks are the fact that something happens, like the Vegeta and Trunks would be higher up if, like, an explosion happened, you know, because their attack collided with merged Zamasu's attack, Fusion Zamasu's attack, right? But it doesn't. It just shoots off the screen, and you kind of gotta use your imagination a little bit more than not. Gohan's, because the beam actually hits something, it looks really cool. Now, if we had a little bit more happening, that would be cool. Like hair moving, like we just need more animation on the characters themselves. Over to the villains. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We have LR Fusion Zamasu. Now, if you get rid of Rose and Zamasu in the background, I think this card art looks even better. He's gathering energy. Bam, Raven. The purple Raven comes out. The city sets on fire. Lightning is striking everywhere. And then look at that. It looks horrendously scary. It's villainous. It's villainous, right? Very cool, very cool. He makes the list so high up, too. I believe, what was that? That was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That was number 5. So we're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. On the hero side, we have the LR, God Goku, and God Vegeta. Now, I really like their art right here. They power up, the God aura goes around them, and then they kind of like concentrate and focus it, right? And now they're controlling it, and in the background you see the blue versions. Their hair glows. You see there's snow flying around on the screen all over the place. The energy, I wish, looked like it had more frames. One of the things I hate about the card arts is sometimes it just doesn't look like there's enough frames for some of the, you know, assets on the screen. Let me get a drink of this water. Ooh, that dry throat kicking in. But yeah, I wish there was just a little bit more going on right there. But it looks very, very cool. Now, their transformation state, I really don't like it too much. I'll talk about it. Although it looks cool, it's one of those energy-based attacks where the energy just charges up and does nothing, right? And that's why a lot of characters on here didn't make the list, because their energy-based attack just charges up and does nothing, right? It just hits an apex of charge, right? Let's go ahead and jump back over to the villains. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4... we have LR Majin Buu Gotenks. Now, this card art was one of the more unique card arts to show up at first. LR Janemba kind of has a little bit of the art style to it, but this one really nailed it home. It reminded me, it's hard for me to say what it reminded me. It literally looks like a painting, right, with some of the art on it. And I really like it. The dust is moving, the clouds are moving in the background, energy swirling around him. But it's when he transforms, it looks really cool. This one is very hard to see. I'll have to show you guys right here. Let's show the main, right? Bam. Let's do this. Let's do this. Perfect. All right. Because we had the black borders on the left and right, it's hard to really see. But the shadows that happen on his hand here and the shadow of his energy, if you're looking at him, you know, more centered, or you look around and let your eyes wander, it'll almost look like his arm is moving closer, like he's flying through the air, right? And because both of his card arts look pretty good, I put him so high up. If it was just this, he wouldn't be as high up, but he would be on the list because it looks like he's flying through the sky. And the shadows that play on it really work well. Now, it's very hard to see when I'm full screen. You can't see it as well because the contrast there. I can stare at it and it doesn't look like it's moving as much. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you'll see it a little bit better. Let's go on to number 4 for the heroes. Bam. Beast Gohan. Are you surprised Beast Gohan didn't make it to number 1? He has one of the coolest animations. His power, his energy, the background, right? It transitions here. He snaps. He gets more powerful. The Beast Gohan is on the way. His eyes glow red. And then Beast Gohan takes over the screen. I could care less for this part where Beast Gohan just kind of takes over the screen. I really like the background, though. The rocks are flying up into the sky. That's Cell Max's attack. He's just absorbing energy, rocks, and all that. It's a really cool card art animation. It was one of the best. It was the best card art when it came out, like hands down. Nothing came close. Nothing came close. I think everything before this, Beast Gohan just took it, you know, like by miles, right? Beast Gohan just took it by miles. Let's go ahead and jump on over to number 3 for the villains. Number 3 for the villains, we're coming down to, uh-oh, that's not the right Omega. Now, I don't have that Omega, so we have to go look over here. We have Omega Shenron. LR Omega Shenron is high up on the list because the energy blast. It's an energy ball, and it moves. It moves, it moves, it moves. It moves. It's one of the few energy balls that move. It's like it's digging and drilling into the ground. You see the lightning, you see the dirt and the rocks and the debris. It looks really cool. Not only that, if you look at the Dragon Balls on his chest, they emphasize that. Again, one of the few villains where something is... Where you know, he kind of like... He doesn't move, but parts of his body is more, you know, prominent in this. And I think there's lightning between his spikes on his back. Am I crazy? I'm looking at the points. No, that's from the energy ball. It just kind of pulls it out, which is also really cool. And boom, that shot right there where it fades to dark and glows. That's a really cool shot. It's really cool. And he makes the top of the list for that alone. It's very cool. All right, number 3 on the hero side, we have... Oh, we got to go back into the list. We have LR, Super Saiyan, Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta. Now, this is... The water looks very... very cool. If you look at it, you know, let's just look at the water for a moment. Look at the water. The water looks really cool, graphically moving. When it gets to this point, it kind of loses its luster for me. If you look in the background, you know, where the ice meets the water, you kind of see like the reflection of, I couldn't think of the word, the reflection of the glaciers in the background. They're kind of like shimmering, right? The shadows look as good as they're gonna look as if they're rippling with the reflection. This card art looks very, very good because the water overall looks amazing. This card makes it to the list, to the top 10, and makes it so high up for that alone, and makes it above Beast Gohan for that alone, right? One day we're gonna have a card art that has all the moving pieces, clouds, trees, you know, clothing, hair. It's all gonna be moving. All right, on to the villains. Number 2. Number two was hard to choose for the villains. 2 and 1. We have Tech Fusion Zamasu. This looks very cool. He charges up his energy. If you look at his feet, you got rocks that are just kind of floating there, and I hate it. His eyes glow red, the red lightning, right? His aura is striking the ground. It's getting more intense. Bam, debris starts lifting up, dust starts lifting up. It is scary. And then the light, bro, that shot right there looks really cool. And for a bonus, this is one of the few characters where both of their animations, both of their card arts in their card work to their advantage, right? So this is a bonus. This looks relatively good, very cool, very clean. This is his domain, right? And then we have this right there. Oh, yes. Oh, man. Looks cool. Love it. I think it deserves number 2 easily. It's going to be hard to top number 2. We wonder what it's going to be. Put your guess in the comment section below. What's number 1 for the heroes and what's number 1 for the villains? Here's Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, Super Saiyan 4 Goku makes it above Beast Gohan. Not so much for this. This looks cool as far as energy attacks go, where we're charging up energy. This looks really cool. I don't really want to like look at this one too long because, again, this is one of those, the energy charges up and then does nothing, right? The standby with Oob looks cool. Energy, 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 bam, right? They all charge up and then it charges up in the Goku and it looks very, very neat, very cool. I like it a lot. But it's his final one that really sets him up at number 2, right? There's Grandpa Goku and then boom. The card art is shimmering. The heat from his energy is, you know, just it's making the air so hot. It's blurring and bending the background, and then he's charging up and he's charging up and he's charging up. That opening sequence alone is probably sets him up here immediately, like right there. That right there. It just sets him at number 2 so easily. All right, number 1 for the villains. Let's see if you got it right. What could top this? What LR is possibly out that could top number 1? It's LR Babidi. Bro, look at it. Majin Buu, wait for it. Bam. Oh, man. Did you see that? It's evil. Pure evil. Did Babidi just teleported us outside? Majin Buu. The horror that lurks. And we don't know what he looks like at this point, but we just... Again, Supreme Kai knows. The Supreme Kai knows. And, you know, let's... Boom. This is what the Supreme Kai seen. He sees nothing but terror and horror. And as a bonus, Vegeta doesn't look half bad. He makes it to number 1 because this card art actually looks good enough. The arena just got exploded. Rocks. Dust. What are we missing? Once again, hair. His hair is not moving. Bushes aren't moving in the background, right? But this alone puts it at number 1 for the villains. Number 1 for the heroes. What could possibly take it? LR Bulma. It looks very, very good. We're summoning the dragon, Shenron Arise. The dragon pops up. Now, if there was more animation on the dragon coming up and the dragon actually moved in the background, if this moved right here and this moved right here, his whiskers, if the dragon was moving, this would hands down be the best animation in the game. But I think I give it to Babidi over Bulma just because the Majin Buu's ball is pulsating with energy and evil. It's just, it looks much cooler, right? There's more moving pieces to it. But this is by far the best the best hero LR animation. Like the clouds roll in. It just looks really, really cool. That's it. That's my top 20. 10 heroes, 10 villains, Dokkan LR card art animations. Let me know in the comment section below. What is your number 1 villain and hero LR animation in the game? If you're playing on JP, please let me know. I cannot wait for these anniversaries, you know, to really roll out on global. I cannot wait for us to be synced. Again, this list was just for what was out on global now. I hope I said that at the beginning. I may have forgotten. But this was just for what's out on global right now, and that's why we don't see any of the 9th anniversary or beyond stuff in the game in this list. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you appreciated the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you for the summoning videos soon for global. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out, and I will see you all next time.